Hey Aquarius, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Aquarius. Oh, all right, Aquarius. All right, so a bunch of cards just fell down. The Chariot is on top. All right, I'm weirdly getting the Temperance card off of that. Isn't that interesting? I'm getting like the blending of something. So, all right, let's see what is going on. Maybe trying to separate something, actually. So, all right, let's see what's up. I'm also getting like a particular charge of some sort, okay? Like I meant like on like a bank statement or just like a debit card, something like that. So, all right, you guys have the Fool card, and this is showing up for your energy for the week. So, all right, I feel like there's maybe something that is just like new, okay? This might just be like a new something or other, or maybe there's something here that you're maybe wanting to take like a risk on something, okay? That kind of thing. I'm wondering if the risk is in separating something, all right? That kind of stuff. Also, for some of you guys, you know, we were just saying that thing about like a charge. I wonder if this is, I wonder if this is you guys being like this is fraudulent, or like like where'd this come from, or like I don't remember this, or something like that, okay? That kind of thing. Side note, funny enough, one time I thought that there was a fraudulent charge on my card, and it turned out it was me that actually, I was trying to be a good person, and I think I like donated to something online, and then I was like, what the hell is that? But all right, so I don't know, maybe you guys have experienced that too. But all right, so let's see. You guys have the Three of Wands, and this is showing up for the air of your feelings. I kind of understand this as like I was expecting this to happen, or this is going to happen any day now, something about that, okay? For some of you, I'm even understanding like waiting, like feeling like you have to like wait for like proof of something, or wait for, I don't know, waiting for something. Wait, is there a book, Waiting? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Or, well, it does, but I can't remember the title. So, okay. All right, let's see, Aquarius. So, yeah, it's like, this is what it is. I feel like you're like, should I take a leap of faith on this thing? But then it's like you're feeling like, well, hold on, should I wait more? You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit like indecision. I mean, I didn't look at the rest of your cards, but you have the Two of Swords, and this is showing up in your environment. So maybe there is something in your environment that you're like, I'm kind of indecisive about that, or like I'm, you know, maybe having a hard time like choosing one thing or another. Because again, it's like, it feels like you're like, should I wait, or is this happening any second now? That kind of thing. And then I also feel like you guys are in the energy of being like, yeah, I know, but I need to do this, or this is like, maybe this is a risk, but like, you know, something about that. So I do feel like there's just like a hard decision, you know, going on around you, or there's something that just, it doesn't have like the easiest solution to it, you know, something about that, okay? I also wonder if there's maybe something that is like not visible to the eye, but is more like, I don't know, not visible to the eye in some sense, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so you have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is showing up for your goals. So for some of you guys, maybe this has like a health reference, okay, that kind of thing. And for some of you, for others of you guys, what I'm understanding is something about maybe wanting to make possibly a large purchase on something, okay, that kind of thing, or wanting to make moves in some direction, or make a move in life, that kind of thing. This could even be like physically, like, you know, moving, buying a house, buying an apartment, whatever it is, changing location somewhere, that kind of thing. If that's the case, I wonder if your goal is to be like, yes, well, I want this to have a place where I can kind of like work from home, or I can like, you know, maybe even doing something that's like, I can update this myself, or I can DIY this, or something about that, okay? I'm a little bit understanding that. But I do think that there's something here about wanting to make, if this is financial, wanting to make like a financially sound decision, that kind of thing. All right, and I even wonder if there's maybe a level of not wanting to be like distracted, or trying to like not be like distracted with something, okay? Maybe being like, you know what, I'm gonna make this decision when I'm like really like grounded, or feeling like really like rooted in something, that kind of stuff, okay? So all right, you guys have the Six of Swords, and this is showing up. Well, I'm understanding something about like this has to be fast, or you think something has to be fast, or something like that. I wonder if someone's like rushing you, or I don't know, something. So all right, you have the Six of Swords. This is showing up for your challenge here. So Maybe the challenge is that it's like, okay, I have to make this decision here. This is a hard decision, but the challenge might be like, is it going to even be better once I do this? Like once I kind of like take a leap of faith or whatever the heck it is, like, is that going to bring me to like smoother sailing, that kind of stuff? You know, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Yeah, there also might be a challenge in just kind of like moving away from something here, and you know, in general, a sense of like, you know, that's the challenge. Especially if this is you guys maybe wanting to like, again, like move locations, move houses. I'm even understanding like a office that it's like, oh, we always rent this building, but we're going to go to a new location or something like that. And I wonder if like that's the challenge, is maybe getting from like point A to B, something about that, okay, that kind of thing. All right. I'm also getting something about like turbulence or like heavy traffic. Okay. All right. So you guys have the King of Wands, and this is showing up for your opportunity. I think your opportunity is to really embrace this Fool card energy here. Okay. The King of Wands is definitely like, I want to say up for a challenge, and also has like the energy to kind of like do like, you know, kind of do something a little bit risky here. But what I'll tell you is it's almost like leaning into that risk. It's almost like kind of using this King of Wands energy to be like, yep, I'm boldly going to take this risk. I know I can do this, that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm almost getting like, have faith in yourself. I'm also understanding the opportunity is to like friggin' march to the beat of your own drummer, man, you know, that kind of stuff. Like not really needing to like follow the crowd, or being okay with doing something different than like everybody else does, that kind of stuff. All right. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I also want to say a trendsetter. I also want to say that. So, all right, let's see what's going on, Aquarius. Aquarius. Well, the Star card reverse just came out. All right, I wonder if like maybe, so that landed on the Six of Swords. I wonder if there's just maybe a hard time like healing through something, or a hard time feeling like hopeful about whatever the next journey is, or transitioning out of something, okay, that kind of stuff. Also, there might be something about like a delivery that you're expecting, or something that you want, I don't know, a delivery of some sort, or how to physically move something. All right, that kind of thing. So, all right, let's see. Oh my gosh, every time I drop cards like all the time. Six of Swords, that's interesting, dude. So the Six of Swords also fell on the floor. Okay, you have the Six of Swords out here, and we were like just talking about that. So, all right, yeah, like moving on from something, or like departing from something here. It's like, I'm wondering if you were like, oh, well, I don't know if that's going to, again, I don't know if this is going to make something like easier, or not as easy, or, you know, that kind of stuff. I even wonder if it's like, you're feeling like if you did something, it would be kind of like the same as what you're currently doing, but like a little bit different in some sense. So, all right, let's see. I think there's also an opportunity here to like really see something from like the grand like vision of something, like you know, that something about that, like seeing like the whole picture of something, that kind of stuff. I wonder if that's kind of something that is like being presented to you as an opportunity as well. All right, let's see. Okay, so with the Fool card, you guys have the Hanged Man here. So yeah, it's definitely that energy, like we were saying, like kind of hesitation, or kind of feeling like, okay, this is a risk, but like, should I do it or should I not? Maybe even being like, oh, I'm definitely going to do this thing, and then being like, I don't know, let me look at like the other side of it. So interesting, that Chariot card like came out for you guys, like, you know, right away. It was kind of, it fell out with a bunch of different cards here, and I am understanding that. It's kind of like riding the line between like completely doing something like risky or brand new, versus kind of like waiting, you know what I'm saying, like waiting and kind of like maybe assessing something, or it's just like the energy of like, hold on, let me give this some time before I make like a, you know, a quick choice about something, or, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right, with the Three of Wands, you guys have the Knight of Swords here showing up for the area of your feelings. So, okay, yeah, it's like this feeling of like, I know this is going to change something, or I know that this is going to like kind of shift something here, but I'm wondering if you're feeling like you're waiting for more information from somebody else, or maybe you're feeling like I need to wait for a little bit more information, or feeling like I almost have to, I need to be convinced of this, or I need to like convince somebody else of something before you can kind of like make moves on something, that kind of stuff. All right. I wonder if you're even feeling a level of like, you know what, it's just interesting because it feels like you're like, okay, I need to do this, oh, but what if maybe I won't do it, or should I, or you know what I'm saying? Super back and forth. So, all right, in your environmental energy, you guys have the Two of Swords and you have it with the Queen of Swords. This is either somebody who is completely ignoring something that they know to be completely true, or this is somebody who maybe has just like totally found something out that they just had no idea about it, okay? Like obviously two different stories there, okay? There's something about that. It's like either, you know, it might even be that there's something that you're like, I really need to address this particular thing, but like instead I'm going to kind of like avoid it, or I'm going to, you know, I don't know how to say this thing, or I don't know how to like how do I analyze this? Like what am I looking at? Like that kind of stuff. All right. That's kind of what I'm understanding. All right. So, it's almost like once you made a decision for something, or you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, it's like everything slowed down. And then it's like, okay, wait, what, like, did I like read the room wrong? Or you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So, all right. With the Queen of Pentacles, you guys have the High Priestess here. So that's what I'm saying. There is some like internal type of something or other going on here, right? Something about that. Like, I don't know. Something that is like not seen by like the naked eye, or something, I don't know, something like that, or it's something that you would need to be like trained to spot out. I don't know. This is interesting. So, okay. So for your goal here, the High Priestess in the previous energy, I feel like there already has been an energy of like going within, maybe even giving yourself space from a particular thing. Okay. That kind of stuff. For some of you guys, I also understand maybe just like going into something purely using your intuition, but maybe keeping it to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Or at least maybe like not wanting to explain like the nuances of something about that. All right. Definitely. And I feel like right now your goal is maybe to like ground something that is very intuitively based, or something like that, and like really grounding that kind of stuff, especially if this is maybe in an effort to like explain to somebody else something that maybe they are avoiding, or that they're like they need more clarity on, or same with you, something about that. Okay, that kind of thing. I'm really understanding this as like, okay, I have a vision, I have I have this intuition, this like intuitive nudge, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. Again, I feel like it is on the like your inner world. You're not exactly showing that, or you weren't in the past, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see, you have the Seven of Cups, and this is showing up as the action to take. So there's something about, I want to say, either narrowing down your like choices with something, okay, or it is again bringing something from like up here and bringing it down, like bringing it down to reality, like grounding it into like, okay, is this possible? Is this not possible? Something about that. You guys might be like really big like daydreamers, or you know, maybe you get like downloads all the time, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff, you know, that could certainly be it. And maybe you're just like, I just want to like figure out like exactly what this particular thing means, that kind of stuff. Or even seeing if it's something is like, if something is, I don't want to say reputable, I'm trying to say repeatable. I don't know, something like that. So, all right, you're the Four of Swords, and this is showing up as what the Seven of Cups will bring in. So I do think whittling down choices with something, or, you know, bringing something that maybe you're feeling like, God, was that like a friggin' illusion? Bringing that down into reality. I think that's going to give you like this Hail Mary moment, you know, or this moment of like, okay, I feel at ease with this, but now I'm going to kind of like recover from whatever I went through, that kind of stuff. I am getting a good, strong, like home reference for some of you guys. So there might be something that you're doing that is like healing in a home, or I don't know, something about that, or being comfortable wherever it is that you are, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. All right, so let's see. I will also say it feels like there's like an energy of protection with whatever's going on here. I felt that with the King of Wands, but then you got the Four of Swords and Four of Pentacles, and the two fours, that does give me the energy of like being protected with something, that kind of stuff. Some of you guys maybe are dealing with a Leo, okay? All right, so with the Six of Swords, you guys have the Foolish Man here. So you have the Fool twice. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries, okay? Certainly could be. All right, so, all right, let's see. So I think that maybe there was a thought that something was going to be easier than it is. Do you know what I'm saying? There might have been, you might have like jumped into something being like, okay, yep, I'm going to give this like a leap of faith, whatever the heck it is. And it could be that the challenge is either moving on from something that you maybe like jumped into, you know, just because, that kind of stuff. Or there might be an energy here of, I even want to say, moving away from feeling like guilty about something, or feeling like that wasn't, that there wasn't innocence involved in there. There was like something like, you know, below the surface or something like that. I feel like that maybe is a challenge, kind of like moving away from that. And again, I do understand the energy of being like, well, I thought that was going to be easier. I thought that this was like a surefire thing or something like that. Okay. That kind of thing. All right. So let's see, you have the Seven of Wands here, and this is showing up as the action to take. So absolutely like defending whatever the heck it is that you're kind of going for. But I wonder if this is like needing to draw boundaries with maybe you and somebody else, or you and somebody else's energy, maybe you and yourself. Sometimes we have to have friggin' boundaries with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those are the hardest ones to like kind of like keep, yeah, that kind of stuff. All right. Okay. I also think this is going to give you like, I also think like being kind of prepared for something here, or yeah, like an energy of like, I'm ready for this. Like I'm going to, like I've had a success, or I've been seen for something, whatever it is, and I'm going to kind of like keep going for that. I think that that's kind of the action to take as well. So you have the Ten of Wands, and this is showing up as what it's going to bring here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is maybe an overwhelming situation for possibly somebody else, maybe you as well. But I do wonder if this is like, hey, even if there's this thing where you're like, I need to put up boundaries, maybe it is going to put like more work on your plate or something about that. But it feels like maybe that's something that you're wanting to do as a challenge, or that's like the easiest way to get through something, you know, that kind of stuff. I will also say, with all this like boundaries talk and that kind of stuff, like if you're feeling like somebody is like encroaching you on like your boundaries and stuff like that, then like maybe it's like pushing back a little bit, or being like, hey, like that's like, you know, this is my thing. I'm finishing this thing the way I see fit, or, you know, whatever the heck it is, you know. I'm getting somebody being like, I want to be the one to put like the final like puzzle piece in something, or the last Lego, or I don't know, something like that. So, all right, what to avoid? You guys have the Nine of Cups here. I would avoid overindulging in anything, and I also would avoid, again, I want to say following what everyone else is doing, like feeling like, well, everyone else is doing that thing, and like, look at how like comfortable they are, this, that, the other. There's something about like, it's okay to be like, to experience a little bit of like uncomfortableness, you know, especially if you're like transitioning through something, or whatever the heck is going on, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, again, you know, it does seem like there's maybe this thing of, you know, needing to rest, or needing to rest. So it's like, you know, sometimes resting can feel uncomfortable, or it's like needing to rest because you were uncomfortable, something like that. All right, that's kind of what I'm understanding. I do think that there's like a big push to move yourself out of your comfort zone, that kind of stuff. And maybe even like, I want to say maybe even like sharing something with somebody, whether, I don't know if this is like a physical item, or just, you know, I don't know, sharing emotions, whatever the heck it is, something about that. Okay. I feel like there's something there. So, all right, with the King of Wands, you guys have the Wheel of Fortune here showing up for your opportunity. So, okay, so something happened here, something changed, whether this was like, okay, this thing friggin' dropped from the sky and I have no idea, like how could I have possibly predicted this, or something about that. Okay. I also wonder if something just kind of propelled you onto one lifestyle versus another one, that kind of stuff. Okay. I feel like that's kind of happened in the past, and I feel like now, or you've had like really good luck with something in the past. Okay. With something, maybe had good luck like taking chances, or having good luck just kind of like being like, I'm just going to throw myself into this thing without like really like kind of thinking about it, that kind of stuff. All right. Or like, I kind of mean that like just doing it before you can like talk yourself out of something, or before you like have enough time to be like, okay, never mind, like, you know, something about that. Like, I feel like you're kind of already in that energy, or there's like an acknowledgement of like starting and then being like, wait, hold on, you know, something like that. So I feel like your opportunity now is to kind of like take the lead with whatever it is that you're currently dealing with now. Okay. Like boldly going towards something, and, I almost want to say being a little bit selfish, and I mean this like in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do. I mean it in like kind of like a positive type of way here. And again, I am understanding that that thing of like kind of understanding like you are kind of protected with whatever it is that you're doing here, that kind of stuff. So it's almost like, you know, if like the wheel spun one way and you kind of were like, okay, you know, now my life is going on this path, whatever it is, it's almost like your opportunity is to kind of like claim that, or be like, yeah, not everybody would do this thing, or this is not the way that I saw this was going to happen, something about that. But it's like still kind of like going forward on like maybe what is your personal passion, or something about that. You know, I'm getting like an energy of like freedom, or something about that. So, all right. Okay, so you have the Ace of Cups, and this is showing up as the action to take. So, all right. I understand this as an emotional release. I really do. Okay. I get this as like really letting your emotions kind of like come out of a situation. I don't mean come out. I mean like cleansing, crying, like literally having like your feeling some type of like new emotion, or maybe even a new love. For some of you guys, maybe something wild happened and now you're like, you have your eyes set on a particular person or a hobby or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. And I feel like I'm even getting like maybe like grieving the loss of something that maybe was like you thought it was going to go one way, that kind of stuff, but still doing something that has like your heart really involved in something, that kind of stuff. It's like passion and heart all together, that kind of thing. All right. That's what I'm feeling as part of your opportunity. You have the Seven of Swords, and this is showing up as what this Ace of Cups is going to bring in. So, okay. You know what I got to say? It almost feels like you're like it's like covering one emotion with another for one reason or another. I'm not exactly sure, but that is kind of what I'm understanding here. This might even prove to yourself that you're capable of going towards something, even if there was this sense of like, I didn't see this thing coming, or this came out of like the blue, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. I will also say, if you guys have had really good luck in something and you're just thinking like, oh, that was just luck, like I can't, that's not going to happen again, it was just like good luck, good timing, whatever the heck it is, I a little bit feel like that's not exactly true. It might even be like dipping into your intuition with trying to figure something out here, that kind of stuff, or listening to your intuition. In any case, that might be something that might bring in this thing being like, hey, actually you are definitely able to do this, like you have more than enough what skills, whatever the heck it is, to like pull something off, that kind of stuff. All right, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so you have the Two of Wands here, and this is showing up as what to avoid. Maybe this is like, hey, don't put a plan in place before like everything else has kind of settled, okay? Because again, it feels like your challenge is kind of like moving from one place to another, or like, again, feeling like, oh, this was supposed to be easier, or, something about that, all right? That kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So okay, so I do, sorry, so I do feel like, sorry, I'm so weird. I don't know, it's fine. Okay, so yes, I do feel like this is like possibly avoiding like actually moving towards a plan before you've given yourself time to recover or rest or whatever it is from something that maybe was a spur of the moment thing, or maybe was like, okay, we have to just like take a leap of faith on this, that kind of thing. All right, that could certainly be what it is. All right, so okay, that's what I have for you guys, Aquarius. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.